Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Densta, and if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for coming back. Today is on Sunday afternoon, and I just thought um, I wanted to share what I really love, which is interior decor. I wanted to share today because I think this is the first video that I'm just going to fully focus on interior decor since I began shooting content. I want to talk about how you can make your home look bigger. Especially if you live in a rental. I'm gonna talk about rental spaces because I believe 80 or 90% of residents of Nairobi, they live in a rented apartment, and there are some things you cannot do when you are renting that place, but there are also some things you can do which are cost effective. And I have been living in a rental apartment since I came to Nairobi, and they have literally, okay, generally they've been, because I live alone, so the houses are not big, but I have tried to make them work for my space. And now these are some of the things that I have done with my space. And I thought if you have no idea, then you can also use them for your space. And the first tip that I'm going to share is paint. Most Nairobi houses, they come with this landlord paint. It's a bit yellowish. This house that I'm living in, it came with, like, that was the paint that was painted when I came to this house. And the same with my previous apartment. It's always the same color. It's a bit yellowish, creamish. I hate that color. So most landlords, when you move in, that is the color you find. And one of the easiest or the most affordable ways of transforming your house and make it look bigger is just using paint colors that are light paint colors. No, not that yellow. Okay, if you like, it can also work for you. But personally, I prefer white, using white paint. But you're not restricted to white. You can use neutrals. You can use a shade of gray that is a bit lighter. There are also some shades of green that are way lighter. I think maybe I can show a picture as I talk about them. We have cool gray, we have blush pink. You can also use black. Also blue. Blue is a cool color, but there are light shades of blue, like sky blue. I think those will really work well for a small house. So once you paint your house, you'll see a huge difference. You're not restricted to white. You can just Google lighter colors like the ones that I've mentioned before, and you use them for your space. So paint was the first one. The second tip to how making your home look bigger, your space look bigger, it has to do with furniture. Furniture plays such a huge role in your house. The layout, let's start with the layout. How you lay out your furniture plays such a huge role, because let's say if you place your furniture close to the door and your furniture is a bit, let's say your chair, your sofa is a bit huge and it's close to the door, it's going to create some barrier when you're moving from maybe your living room to the balcony, or from outside to come inside. It's just going to make already the room feel crumpled. So how you lay out your furniture really matters, and this has to do with I can't really explain it on the phone, but you can tell from your house. If, like in my house currently, there's a door that is leading to the balcony, and when I moved in, I tried to place my sofa there, but the house felt so crumpled. Like it just was not working for that place. So again, this is just, you have to use your eyes. You have to look, like, if I place my furniture on this area, how does the overall look of the house, how does the entire house look, So another thing with furniture has to do with proportion. There are some furniture that, honestly, even you can just tell that this furniture is so big for this house. So you really have to look at the proportion of that like I have nothing against these recliners, but I feel in a small space they can really take uh, a lot of space in your house if you're living in a small house. So probably you can try use sofas, like instead of these recliners or bulky chairs, you can try and use two-seater, or instead of having one huge an L-shaped, you can try and use two seaters and two-seaters, or a two-seater and each one seaters. I don't know if I'm making sense. At least it will add more space. Especially I have, especially with the recliners. I don't know why, but recliners can really make a house look bulky, especially if it's a small house. So you can try also and choose a lighter color of your furniture. For example, if I don't know why I'm always biased towards beige and browns when it comes to furniture, but you can also use gray, a lighter shade of gray. You can use neutral colors that will blend with that house. So that is another thing that you should consider, the color of your furniture and the sitting height. So if you lower the furniture to the ground, it's going to leave a lot of vertical space, and that will make your house look a bit bigger. So instead of making things to like putting a lot of things on the ground, try to put like furniture, how is it called, like a piece of artwork, rather than putting so much on the ground. I try to bring like things like artwork towards the other side, so that the concentration can be on the wall and not on the ground, for lack of a better word. Yeah, so there's furniture, and then the third one is mirrors. Oh my god, I cannot stress this enough. Mirrors are your saving grace. Apart from painting, like wall paint, mirrors can really make a huge difference in your house. So the best way to place your mirror, because mirrors, what they do is they reflect. So if you, and they don't just reflect light, it reflects light, and now your house looks a bit bigger, because lighting is already, like, if there's a lot of light, your house is going to look bigger. And the other way around, if there's no light, if the room is darker, it's going to look a bit dull and smaller. So a mirror will reflect light into your house, and it will also reflect the view of your house. So whatever you place, whatever the opposite direction, let's say if you place your mirror on this wall, right, it's going to reflect behind, it's going to reflect here. So if I have a piece of artwork here, that would be better if I place a mirror on the front, right? So when you add a mirror to your space, it's going to reflect the view, and that is going to perceive your eyes. It's going to give your eyes an illusion that there's more space in this house. I don't know if I'm making sense, but trust you me, it works. So there's so many places in Nairobi where you can buy mirrors for a cheaper price, starting with the vendors along the road. But if you can't find time to go through the vendors, or maybe if you feel like that's a lot of work, then you can just go to China Square. They have a lots and lots of mirrors. We have Okadeko, we have Homebox. I think nowadays there are so many stores, Talent Carpet, where they just sell in home decor stuff. So you can buy mirrors from literally anywhere. And mirrors are not expensive. I think with like 3K, 2K, you can find a good mirror for your space. Even less than 1,000, but it just depends with where you're buying your mirror. Okay, so the fourth way that you can make your space look bigger is by showing a little legs. You need furniture that is showing some legs. Let me explain that. Creating the illusion of more space in your room. It's all about openness and movement. So furniture that is open, it's going to allow light and air to flow through it. And it's going to create an illusion with your eyes, because if you can see like below the furniture, it's going to give you, I don't know, for some reason, you're going to feel like it's like literally floating. That is the illusion it will give your eyes. And with this, you can consider how are they called? Like, you can consider this mid-century modern furniture that there are so many nowadays, especially with the TV stands, the ones that have like the legs, like there's a design of how they look. I probably add a link, a picture here so that you can see. So that kind of furniture would really work well in a small space, because now you can see what is below, and that will give your brain, your eyes an illusion, and this is a big space. So finally, you can use lighter fabrics. Fabric plays such a huge role, but there are some fabrics that are so heavy, and this kind of fabric, they're not going to let light or air get into your room, and that will simply weigh down your room and make your room feel smaller. Uh, so instead of using heavy fabrics, you can use lighter fabrics, these breezy fabrics that mostly you can see along the coast, just to bring in air and to make the room feel airy and to make the room feel bigger. Like, just using lighter fabrics, that is a very good tip, a very good way of making, like giving your room the airiness that will make it feel bigger. Because again, like I said, if a room is airy, then it feels light, it feels like there's a lot of space, then it's going to give an illusion of a bigger space, right? And if you use darker fabrics or fabrics that are too heavy, they're gonna make your house to look like it is crumpled, like there's no space, it just feels small. So that is another way that you can use linen fabrics, you can use very light, even cotton. There are some cotton fabrics that are so light, and you can also go without cutting. There are people who, personally, I don't think I would live in a house without curtain. But if you're living in the one of the top houses, then if you don't have a curtain, you're just going to allow so much light into your space, which will work for you in the long run. So instead of using like darker fabrics for your curtains, then you can as well just go curtainless. And there's nothing wrong with not having curtains if you feel like your place is in one of the top buildings. Or another thing, rather than, is if you can't stay without curtains, then just use shears. Shears are super light, and they bring that air that a small space needs. So yeah, I think those are my tips for today of how you can make your house look bigger. And yeah, you can let me know more tips in the comment section. And thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you on the next one. Bye.